Cassie speaking out has reminded me about not just me, because it was brutal going through it, because it lasted for years, but her speaking out. People need to know. I can press play and you can hear the person and you'll know immediately who the person is that's offering me $100,000 to strip. You'll know right away, and it'll break your heart. And no, I didn't see that documentary. Because if you think that Diddy was crazy, you don't even know.
What's poppin', everybody? Back with another video. In this video, we gotta talk about that actor Christian Keys. So if you don't know who Christian Keys is, he's a well-known actor. You might have seen him in a lot of Tyler Perry productions. He was in Madea Goes to Jail, Diary of a Mad Black Woman, and he also created a TV series called All the Queen's Men recently with Tyler Perry executive producing it. Well, he jumped on IG Live and opened up about being actually harassed for years by a powerful, famous black Hollywood executive, and that sent the internet in a whole frenzy of trying to decipher and figure out who he actually is talking about. And he actually has recordings, voice recordings of the harassment, and he says the person's voice is very distinctive and the public would know exactly who this person is as soon as they hear the recording. So I'm not going to talk too much. I'm gonna get into some clips of him speaking on this whole situation.
People that will and have and will continue to, unfortunately, offer these things. And some of them are your heroes. Some of them are people who y'all like, oh yeah, such and such is amazing, and he does this and he does that. Yeah, but he also does this and that. At some point soon, it's gonna have to come out. I've kept one of these on me since '05. Whether it's a keychain recorder or a pen, because most predators would check your phone. And once the sexual harassment started, I was like, well, I gotta protect me, because I'm saying no, and I don't want this person, as powerful as they are, to try to get in the way of my work. I started recording, so I have them offering me money to take my clothes off. I have recordings when I wasn't working with them or for them. I have recordings of them confessing that, the other guys that they have on the payroll, all of the above. And the difference is, the wonderful thing about confidentiality agreements and non-disclosure agreements is that they can't prevent you from turning all of those things over to the police, because sexual harassment is a crime. Attempted assault is a felony. And Tams, you literally just asked, why do we as black people have to deal with that? But sometimes it's our own people. Sometimes it's our own heroes. Sometimes it's the very people we deify. And we look up like, oh, they're doing so much. No, they're also doing this. And my only reservation about naming the people, there was directors along the way like, hey, you read for this, that, and the other. You want to come back up to the apartment? I'm like, nah, I'm good. You got my headshot, my resume, and I'm good. If I can handle that or not. I can kill that, but I don't need to come up to your apartment. We already had the audition. There's other people that I want to say everything, and my brother was like, nah, not yet. I want to tell it on the mountain, over the hills, and everywhere. I want to speak on it. And the good news is that they don't even have to believe me. Hopefully they would, but even if they don't, they can hear this person. Since the harassment started, I've carried many recorder devices on me, keychains, pens, thumb drives with a charged battery that get 6, 7, 8 hours, all the above. So I have the conversations, I really want to air that out because it bothers me when I'm alone at night. Like, man, the world is celebrating this person and they don't even know the shady and predatory way in which this person moves, and the way that, predators resent the prey that gets away. So when you don't say yes, when you don't say, okay, I'll acquiesce and, sign up and literally and figuratively play ball, because we're not doing that.
So did you guys catch that part? I just want to chime in real quick. Christian Keys said this guy is celebrated throughout the world. Like, the world celebrates this guy. So this guy has to be pretty well known, pretty famous, whoever he's talking about, for the world to celebrate him. Like you wouldn't celebrate somebody you have no idea who they are. So that's one clue that he's dropping throughout this whole IG stream. He's dropping clues. Stay tuned. Okay, let's listen back in.
They resent you. This is a conversation we're gonna have, and we're gonna have soon, because I'm good. Somebody said, you don't look okay. I'm okay. I have peace. I'm literally strategically planning my next 8 moves. I'm good. God got me, because he was watching when I was offered these opportunities and I didn't say yes. I didn't sell my soul or my ass. Excuse my French, y'all. I know some of y'all, hopefully y'all have no kids around, but I didn't sell nothing for success. It's like, nah, that's not what I want. I ain't into that. I ain't into dudes. I got an only beard in the bed policy. Mine is the only beard in the bed. Yeah, we ain't doing none of that. Where I'm at now is that in the middle of the night, I think about if I'm brave enough to name the person. I'll take a polygraph live. I'll take 5 polygraphs live, and I'll pass all of them, because it's the truth. This person is a predator, and he's one of several. And it's a shame, man. But I think it's time. I want to, and I know, P, I know you on here. I want to say everything now. And I have proof. It's not like I'm just making false accusations. I intentionally let the statute of limitations expire. It's not about money, but.
Yeah, so I like the fact he's getting the police involved. I feel like that's important. Like, take all that evidence to the authorities, man. Don't go for the money, because I feel like when people go for the money and they've been wrong, they've been, harassed or something, they've been violated in a very extreme way. I feel like the best thing is to just go to the police, because if you just go for the money, people are going to think that it's all about the money. Even if it's not all about the money, people are going to think that it's just like a money play. So it's always good to just like, hey, go for the criminal. Go for criminal charges, Don't just like run off with the bag. Go for the criminal charges, if you can, if it's possible. So yeah. All right, let's tune back in.
I'm gonna have to take the receipts, the recordings down to the police department and let them hear this individual. I wasn't working for him in the month and the year that he showed up to my apartment and offered me $100 grand to take my clothes off. He said, I don't even need to touch you. I just want to see you naked. I declined, because again, scenic route. I got my integrity with me. I'll take the long way around. But being that I wasn't working with him and we were in my apartment, he had visited my apartment to offer me a job of this fall, because the lead of this particular project was going to do something else, so he needed another lead. I recorded it because I didn't trust him, and I had told him over and over, and he still always tried. Just try. So if people don't believe me, they can hear him in his voice. I have always kept something on me. Always. Even if my phone is off. Something else is, if I'm around somebody that has tried to actually harass me, pressure me, intimidate me into some nonsense, I've always kept something on me so I can protect myself, because if they're that powerful and they feel that entitled, then they can also try to get in the way of your work. Oh no, I got backups for the backups for the backups for the backups. I've watched way too many Jason Bourne movies not to have 15 backups. I can press play and you can hear the person and you'll know immediately who the person is that's offering me $100 grand to strip. You'll know right away and it'll break your heart. I won't have to say the person's name, but I can and I will. I don't mind doing a polygraph or 3 or 5 on live TV, and I'll pass all of them because it's the truth. This industry is something else. It's wonderful, and we get to chase our dreams, and we get to live other lives. I get to be a judge or an FBI agent. I get to be a girl dad, and some of the people that you think are your mentors are literally and figuratively just trying to fuck you. I have documentation from the dealership for the car that they tried to buy as an apology for offering me $100 grand to strip. It's time. I really want to just clear the air because I'm tired. And then where I'm at now, if it still feels like that person is with you just to mess with you. The industry can be wonderful. I'm grateful, be clear, that this person showed me how not to be. When I'm a boss, people get daps and church hugs. The attractive women that work on even on my shows, my productions, they getting daps and church hugs. That's it. Because this person showed me how not to be when I'm in charge and when I built something and when I created something. I hear you, Purnell. I'm gonna be cool. I'm gonna dial it back. You get on my nerves because I know you're right, but it's in my bone marrow and I'm tired of this person gallivanting around doing these PR stunts. Oh, I'm gonna do this and I'm gonna do that and I'm gonna do that. Well then speak on, if you gonna have, we gonna have a conversation, y'all, really soon. Really soon. And I thank God that he made me the way that I am, because I know he sat back and watched like, what are you gonna do? Like, are you going to acquiesce and take this movie that's gonna make 60, 70, 80 million dollars? Are you gonna take this picture? Are you gonna go to that late night audition, that late night table read? I mean, beat, shot at, stomped out more than most of the people that are here on this live put together. P, I'm gonna call you in a minute. I'm not gonna do it. I'm not gonna air it out, but I'm so close because I'm tired. I'm tired. And it needs to be told. And the bad part is I'm gonna be painted as the villain when I was the one that was actually harassed for years, bullied, intimidated, actually harassed for years. And I'm gonna be painted as the villain because y'all have deified this person. And then if a person tells you over and over, first of all, in general, you have no right to touch anybody. None. Now, that's why I'm careful, like when I do my shows and everything, you know, it says church hugs, I put the veils on and I kiss people on the hair up here, nothing sexual, nothing weird, nothing crazy. And I'm trusting that, you know, the fans will receive that out of a place of love and connection. You are not allowed to touch somebody without their permission. Not allowed to try to touch them in a actual or private place without their permission. And if they've already declared, like, hey, bruh, I get that that's your thing, but I like black women and Hennessy. And so miss me with the boo.
Yeah, so he makes a note that call the guy he's talking about a billionaire. And we know this guy is black and a billionaire. That's what we're working off of and he has a very distinctive voice. So that's kind of like what we're working off of here as far as information. We don't know this person's name. And if you go on Google and look up black billionaires in Hollywood, man, I'm telling you, it's quite a few that pop up, but they're not in the movie business. You know, they're not in cinema. You know, it's like you pop, like, it's all these names. I'm not even going to name all the names, but it's like you get a lot of athletes in there. You know, you get a couple rappers. You already know those rappers. That's billionaires. And then you get your handful. I'm just going to say handful of Hollywood directors. Not saying no names. You know, so it's like he's almost saying who it is without saying who it is, because he's saying that this person's famous. Like, the public puts him on a pedestal, like he's super special in the industry, and he has a distinctive voice that everybody would know. Like, wow, like, you know what I mean? Like, that's very telling. That's very interesting. So let's get back to the clip.
Chill, and then this person still tries to grab you, physically grab you. Cassie speaking out has reminded me about not just me, because it was brutal going through it, because it lasted for years, but her speaking out, people need to know. And the funny thing is, predators like that, they resent the prey that got away. They resent the prey that got away, the prey that didn't fold, the prey that didn't acquiesce and say, okay, you know what? I'm gonna go ahead and take this L and sacrifice my morals for this opportunity. Nah. That was around the time that I was considering going back to Michigan, 08, 09, because work was slow, and the work that was coming was offered with a side of penis. And yeah, that don't do nothing for me. Yeah, at some point soon, I've spoken with my attorney trying to figure out how to deal with it. It's never been about money. I literally intentionally let the statute of limitations pass. It's not about money or being able to sue. But at some point, really soon, the police report is going to be filed, and I'll turn over the recordings of the inappropriate behaviors and the inappropriate offers, and I'll turn over the paperwork for the car that was bought as an apology for offering me $100,000 to take my clothes off. And y'all can hear him. His voice is very distinctive, and I wanna empty. I'm tired of carrying it. There's a reason now why I fight more than ever when somebody wrongs me, and why I almost too aggressively speak up, is because I wasn't brave enough to then, and I regret everything in me not to air out everything and put all the recordings online, put all the paperwork and the PDFs online. There's no reason that this person's company would be on the bill of sale for a vehicle unless it's right after the timestamped recording of him offering me $100,000 to take my clothes off. He said, I don't have to touch you. I just want to see you naked. I'm like, what? Like, you know, I'm not into that. I don't, get out. I thought you were my brother and my friend. And this definitely has nothing to do with my brother who's in here. Be clear. I thought This person was a brother type figure, a mentor type figure. But for you to continuously throw these opportunities, you know good and damn well, all it ever was you pretending to be a mentor, trying to get some ass. That'll never happen. I'm not forgiving myself. I didn't do anything wrong. I wasn't brave enough back then because somebody said, forgive yourself. KG, it's heavy on my heart, man. And I'm tired. And we around here deifying people that go out and do this, and I'm gonna do this, and I'm gonna pay off this, and I'm gonna pay off that, and I'm gonna pay off that. But at the same time, these same people are predators. Blaming myself for saying no. I'm not blaming myself for almost quitting acting. I'm just mad at me for not being brave enough to say something sooner. That's the only thing that I regret. I wish I'd have been brave enough. I'm him now. I know who I am. I know who God built me to be. And I'm not afraid of those consequences. My concern is that a lot of y'all are going to be like, man, and your immediate reaction is going to be like, oh, well, we got to protect our deity. We got to protect. I'm interested to see which peers are mad at me because it may interfere with their work. You get a grown-ass man that knows that you're heterosexual and you're sleeping off Hennessy in his guest room because he says it's safe. Because I know I'm bent, so I'm after a big party. Won't say what type, won't say where. I'm sleep. I'm gone because I'm 4-5 Hennessy's deep and not short Hennessy's either. And this dude tries to climb into bed with you. So you spaz out, push him out, like what the fuck? Get ready to leave. He apologizes, blame it on the alcohol. And you try to forgive him. So you're like, all right, man. All right, I'm gone. You shake his hand on the way out, and he tries to grab your ass. He tries to shake and grab your equipment, and you spaz even more. Oh, my bad. So you go to leave, he tries to do it again. Now, at that point, my only regret is not breaking multiple bones in this person's face, like beating a dog out of this person, right? Because that's available to me at all times. You got a guy that's a billionaire, and I got $3 grand in my bank account. Who they gonna believe? Right? I got that $3 grand. That's my son's mom's rent for next month. Gotta make sure little man's taken care of. That's my rent, and that's a little bit for the gas tank, and the rest of it I can go to the dollar store and get some bread and bologna and hot dogs and mustard, and I can get by. Work was slow, and a lot of the work that was coming it had this attached to it. I'm like, that man, that's not what I want. That's not what I'm about to do. I regret not speaking up then, not being brave enough to, and I regret not hurting this person. Because she's like a little yellow boy. You finna come and you gonna be a part of my family. And I always try to think about things, and not lash out, even though I wanted to. Even though I want to. I'm mad at me for not hitting him. I'm mad at me for not speaking up and saying something. Because between that year and now, how many young black actors have fell for that? How many of them, and you can hear him say it you can hear him on the conversations. You can hear him on the conversations. You can hear him say that he has multiple guys on payroll, 6 figures a year, that pop up and they do whatever he wants and they go back home. So they pop in, they grab their ankles, they do whatever he wants. And I'm like, I'm not finna do that. I'm not doing that. I don't want to make it that bad. I want to be able to shave in the the morning without any grief or any regret or any shame waiting for me in the mirror. And the bad part is, when the truth comes out, a lot of y'all in here gonna be like, man, I don't believe it. And you can watch me on whatever news station. I'll take polygraphs live on TV. You can hear the recordings yourself. Person has a very distinctive voice when they offer me $100 grand to take my clothes off. Person has a very distinctive voice when they literally sexually assault me and try to grab my private parts, and I'm blocking their hand like, what the fuck are you doing? And he's like, oh, my bad, and tries to do it again. Some of these people are y'all heroes. And no, I didn't see that documentary. Is this another one of those meetings where you meet with a black billionaire businessman, and while my manager is there, everything is everything. I got my Kinko's presentation with the plastic cover on it. I paid good money on this, good money. I'm running it down like you can invest in this, that, and the other. So as my manager leaves, he moves into a conference room. And I'm like, okay, what's the conference room? Nothing sketchy about this. Didn't realize that the doors on the side of the conference room right there led into his suite. So about 8 or 10 minutes, I'm nervous. I'm like, okay, okay, you changing? You got to use the bathroom. It's a number 2. Cool. He comes back in silk pajamas, silk robe, right as they're delivering strawberries and champagne like this is Pretty Woman or a date. Now, I'm like, wait, whoa, this ain't that. I'm not him, and this ain't that. I'd love for you to invest in my company. He probably should have, because he would own a piece of all the Queen's Men. The books I've already sold, the 6 or 8 books I'm about to release, all of that. He would have had a piece of all of that monetarily, but he didn't. He was thinking with his, and yeah, he came back in, grabbed the strawberry, sat down, and I was like, yeah, I'm leaving. You got my presentation, I'm gone. He's like, are you sure? I said, yeah. Yes, I'm sure. I'm sure. He's like, are you sure? That second, are you sure, means if you don't stay and do what I want, you're not going to get what you're hoping for. Now, this particular guy is out here paying tuition for entire classes of HBCUs. After this sketchy, there are wolves in the hen house. Yeah, it's disappointing because you're like, okay, well, I want to learn from this person, or I want to learn from this person, or maybe partner with this person over here because he's investing in black companies, not knowing that he's a predator. And this person who's supposed to be your mentor is the worst predator of all. It's got to come out at some point. So, and I could say, no, I was broke as when I tell you I would have loved that $100 grand. I wasn't finna sell my soul. I'm gonna log off before I spill this man, and up y'all a year, up 2024. Because if you think that Diddy is crazy, you don't even know.
So a lot of people are speculating and alleging that the person that Christian Keys is talking about is in fact Tyler Perry, but I would never put a jacket on Tyler Perry like that and bring him into this, because Christian Keys never confirmed or denied that it's Tyler Perry. He never said, hey, it was Tyler Perry. He just described a person that's a black billionaire, a black man that's a black billionaire, that's a Hollywood producer, exec, has their own studios, determines who gets what roles, especially with black actors. And that's the person he described. But he never said Tyler Perry. He never said, hey, I'm talking about TP. So we got to keep that in perspective, that we don't want to just, assume until Christian Keys actually drops names. We don't know. We really don't know. We want to keep that in perspective. But he says that when people find out who it is, they won't believe it. They'll be shocked, you know. So it's got to be somebody that's famous that the public would know. You know, a lot of these Hollywood types, Hollywood powerful tycoon execs, the average person doesn't know. Like, the average person doesn't know every director, you know, white or black, no matter what they look like. Most people don't even know what these directors look like, let alone their first and last name. So, and it's, you know, it's not a ton of black billionaires in Hollywood. So, you know, you could kind of you could kind of narrow down. You're kind of got a small pool of names right here, because we're talking about billionaires in Hollywood that's in the movie industry. I want to reiterate, in the movie industry. Don't start bringing in rap moguls, hip hop moguls. Christian Keys is only talking about billionaire that's a Hollywood movie exec, Hollywood movie producer or director, like that area, that lane. So let's keep that in perspective. We got to keep that in perspective, because when you talk about black billionaires, people start talking about LeBron. People start talking about athletes and you know, just basketball, football players and all these, and business dudes that's just selling products. And it was a very interesting comment somebody had posted, and they said, wait, well, why do people think it's Tyler Perry? He currently has a TV series called All the Queen's Men that Tyler Perry executive produced. That's a good point. So, but then somebody said, well, if it's not Tyler Perry, why won't he just say it's definitely not Tyler Perry? That's a good point too. So like both points are valid, but the whole thing is, we don't know. It's all alleged allegations at this point of who the identity of this person is. Hopefully Christian Keys does not get intimidated or coerced into backing down off of this. You know, hopefully he stands strong, stands like the young people say, stand on business. Hopefully he stands on business and, you know, at some point turns over all the information to the authorities and reveals the name of who did this to him, you know. But I assume that it's somebody extremely famous, just because he's saying this is bigger than Diddy, the whole Diddy Cassie situation. If he's saying it's bigger than Diddy and Cassie, you know, if he's insinuating like you think the Diddy thing was crazy, so I'm thinking it has to be somebody that we all know that's super popular, at least in the black community. Somebody is super popular, maybe because the person's a billionaire, I'm gonna say not even just in the black community, in all communities, just somebody that everybody kind of knows or feel at least familiar with. But I want you guys to drop a comment. Who do you think he's talking about? Do you think he's gonna stand on business and reveal names and actually expose this person and take it there? You think he's gonna do it? I hope he has the strength and keeps the strength to follow through with this. Yeah, I feel like it'll help a lot of people. It'll help a lot of people that might be going through the same thing. So let's stop it here, and you guys drop a comment. Let me know what you think. I'll see you on the next one. I'm out.